We are live for the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here tonight at the Mid-Ohio Motorsports Park. First road course race of the season for the Xfinity Series side of things for this career mode episode for the BL Transport 170. 75 laps of racing here. Again, the first road course race of the season. We do have to finish in the top 5 to get our contract incentive bonus of $90,000, so that is going to be huge. If we can get that done, and if we don't get it done, then that's going to be a bummer because we wasted the last 5 races not getting any sort of contract incentive bonus. We are starting 17th here tonight. Nobody's dropping to the rear for the start of the race. Qualifying time is a 1:26.138. Session qualifying for the road courses, so that's why we did not make it to the final round, I guess Q2, for that qualifying session because only the top 12 advanced. Cap 24, DB Forever 85. Welcome to the stream. Christopher French, welcome. Justin Allgaier fan, welcome. Trevor Grimes, welcome. Justin Sozio, welcome. All right. So no DNFs coming into the season, so hopefully we don't crash. Diamond Jeff, welcome as well. Very excited because I'm in Ohio. Yep, I'm from the state of Ohio as well. This is technically my home state race for the season. And if we win the Xfinity Series Championship, it'll be the last time racing in my home state, knowing that the Cup Series is not going to run here for the career mode side of things. So, without further ado, we're going to hop on into this race here tonight. I'm going to close this door behind me because I forgot to close it before the start of the stream. And hopefully you guys are buckled up for this doubleheader of action here today. All right. Noah Gregson will be starting on the pole for today's race. Actually, it looks like Josh Williams is going to the rear, so my bad on that one. He'd qualify behind us then because we didn't move up a starting spot at all.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready.
3 stages of racing, first road course race of the season, and the green flag is in the air at Mid-Ohio Motorsports Park. 20 laps in stage 1, 20 laps in stage 2, 35 in the final stage of the race. Schneider shoots the gap into turn 1, already into the side of Timmy Hill. Overrunning the corner, accidentally used Hill up, and Hill lost about 3 spots because of it. Tough break for him. Schneider's going to go 3 wide now down into turn 2. Very tight hairpin corner, makes a couple more passes and is quickly up to 12th.
Left side.
2x2 just inside the top 10. Harrison Burton, Joe Nemechek side by side, as well as road course ringer Alex LeBay and Brandon Jones. Schneider sends it underneath Jones now after LeBay was able to clear him. Schneider alongside of Alex LeBay as well for position. He does clear Jones for 11th, and already 6 spots have been gained as both LeBay and Schneider lock the tires up as Jones now looking for a crossover on the 99. Gregson still leads this race currently. Jones is going to be able to pull clear of Schneider easily into one of the final corners of the racetrack. LeBay working on Joe Nemechek once again for position. A lot of smoke coming out of the back of the tires, spinning the brake heavily that time around. 1 lap in the books, and Noah Gregson will lead lap 1 from the pole. He is one of the drivers that have won so far this season. This could be a wild card race today as far as maybe getting another new winner on the season. We have had 9 different winners in the first 11 races. This is race number 12. The only multi-time winner still Harrison Burton with 3 wins on the season. And only 3 spots left here for the playoffs in the final 15 regular season races. Bristol is definitely awesome indeed. It's a good home track to have. Schneider's really tight. He was a little tight in qualifying, but didn't loosen the car up before the start of it like he probably should have. Ray Black Jr. looks to make a pass on him, and Schneider crowds Ray Black Jr., so Ray Black gives him a little bit of a nudge back out of the way. Schneider kind of earned that one. He did not give Ray Black Jr. enough space, but he does hold on to the position and is starting to close back on Brandon Jones, Joe Nemechek, and Alex LeBay. Still has to stay inside the top 20 in points. He finished second in the race late yesterday at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Very good finish between the top three. Landon Jones now going to move inside the top 10. Schneider's just really tight. He can't get back to the gas as soon as he wants to. Might have to make an adjustment in the first stage. He did get his second stage win of the season last night at Charlotte in stage 1 on a photo finish in that stage. Finished second in the race. His second runner-up finish in the second and last 4 races. Darius Marine, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was supposed to start this race at 5. I figured I'd wait till about 5:30, give you guys a little extra time today. Maybe get off of school, get off of work. Help out so you can see this race live, because I know with it being the first road course race of the season, there were probably a lot of eyes wanting to pay attention to this live as it happened. So I'm here bringing it for you. Schneider sends it underneath Joe Nemechek. Didn't make contact with him. He wasn't able to make the pass either. Again, sends it into the corner. He's racing Nemechek pretty straight up right now, but he just can't get around him. Nemechek throws the block. Here comes Ray Black Jr. now looking for a pass. He drives it into the corner hard as well. Oh, and he runs Schneider wide to take over 12th. Chastain bogged down right behind both of them. So Schneider got into Ray Black Jr. Well, he kind of pinched him off, then Ray Black kind of got into him, and then that corner, Ray Black Jr. just flat out moved Schneider out of the way as he looks to make the pass on Joe Nemechek himself going into turn 2, and he's going to try the high side. Going to Disney World tomorrow. Well, hopefully you have a lot of fun. Schneider hard into turn 2. Look at how much time he was trying to gain, but he overruns the corner. Another 3 wide. Contact with Ryan Sieg as he tries to get back up onto the racetrack. And after the contact, Timmy Hill is able to get around Sieg, and he's working on Chastain as well. First time Schneider's gone wide off the racetrack. He didn't lose any spots, but lost some time trying to get back on after the contact that he had with the 39 of Sieg. There's no room for him to come back on. It's tough to go side by side here. This is one of the thinner road courses on the schedule. And when I mean thinner, I mean from top of the racing group to the bottom. And you just see how narrow this road course is, and now we have a caution. For the first time today on just lap 4, we have a caution. And it looks like Harrison Burton might have an issue, so he's going to hit pit road. And this should only give us about 12 laps to go or so in stage 1 when we go green. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Watching at work. Hey, man, I appreciate it, though, for sure. How you know it's a can't miss event. Already 8 people watching as well. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Again, custom scheduled championship mode race will be tonight at Gateway. 200 lapper there. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right on the nose for that one. Green flag is back in the air. 13 laps to go, stage 1. And we'll see if we stay green to the end of the stage or not. Schneider goes to the outside. Will look to go 3 wide to the outside. There's no room for him to do it. Actually had a pretty good launch, and now he's going to have the advantage in the bottom lane going off into turn 2, so he drives it in deep 3 wide to the curbing. Look at the passes he's able to make. He gets to the inside of Allgaier for 7th. Tried to side draft him down this long straightaway now. Great restart by Schneider. He had a great initial start, though. He kind of used up Timmy Hill. That time he didn't use anybody up. Nice and clean the way he wanted to get going. Slides the tires into the next corner. Just gets underneath Austin Cindric as well and makes the pass on Cindric. That restart was exactly what Schneider wanted. And he is rolling right along right now to the inside of last night's winner at Charlotte, Jeremy Clements. And he's making clean passes. He's side drafting aggressively, but no contact made with anybody. Barely clears Clements off the corner for fourth. That had to have been one of the more incredible restarts on a road course I think I've ever seen. Schneider's trying to pull away from Clements and Cindric, who now battle it out for fifth. Could be some much-needed track position and stage points, that is for sure. Midway through stage one, as Noah Gregson still led every lap, and he's out in front right now. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Schneider's still dealing with a little bit of a tight race car, though. Clements able to battle back and remain in fifth. Clements' only career victory in real life in the Xfinity Series came here at Mid-Ohio. Of course, he got his second career win last night at Charlotte, right before this Mid-Ohio race where he has a chance to maybe go back-to-back even. He's a good road course racer. He's able to make the pass on Schneider into turn 3. Just really backed the corner up a lot better than Schneider did. That was the second time he about went really wide into the corner. The first time he did go wide into the grass, that time not so much. He at least kept it on the racing groove, but wide enough to allow Clements to get the spot. Remember, Schneider's looking for as many points as he can get. He's still got to stay in the top 20, and even if he's in the top 20 with a win might not be enough. He might have to get 2 wins. Knowing we only have 3 more spots open for the playoffs, I think we can very easily get another 4 winners this season. It's going to be tough. No easy road from here, that is for sure. Again, I'm not sure why there's a lot of tire smoke. I've noticed that with the career mode races for some reason. There's a lot of tire smoke. And not like I'm on the brakes a lot either. Not that much more than usual, especially with us only having 85 for the engine power. 85 on the engine, 85 on the aero, and an 80 on the suspension for today's race. So this is our fastest race car we've had unloaded at the racetrack so far this season. And it's for the first road course race of the year, the home race, the home track race at least, for Keegan Schneider. Try not to overcook turn 3, and again, he just goes a little wide. Cindric is able to get to the inside, but then Schneider's got the advantage in the next corner and gets back around him. So Cindric couldn't quite capitalize like Jeremy Clements did the lap before. Remember, Schneider just has to finish inside the top 5 to get that incentive bonus. That's the main goal here tonight. To keep this track position as much as you possibly can. And hopefully get that $90,000 bonus at the end of the race as he still holds off Cindric. Cindric, a very, very good road course racer of his own, with a win at Mid-Ohio in his Xfinity Series career. See if he can pull off another one here today. Came close to winning at Charlotte, led the most laps yesterday, and he did win 2 races ago at Dover. So he's on a little bit of a hot streak with a 1st and a 4th place finish in the last 2 races. Gregson's just pulling away from the field, by the way, right now. Having a great run of that 9 car for Junior Motorsports. Maybe he can get his 2nd win of the season. Gregson's actually in last place of the 9 drivers with a win on points this year, so a big points day would go a long way for him as well. The 2 guys that are barely ahead of him right now are Schneider and Clements, and all 3 of those guys currently in the top 5. So you know that they're not done yet. They know they have to likely either win another race or try to point ahead of each other to get in if we have more than 12 different winners in this regular season. And again, we go back to Daytona yet. We still have 2 more road courses after this one in the regular season at Watkins Glen and then Road America. Riley Keithley, welcome to the stream. You're at a track, like currently? Pretty cool if you are. Oh, Schneider hit that curb, and that curb just shot him way wide. Off the exit of turn 2, Justin Haley makes the pass. Cindric's lost a couple spots in the last half a lap to both Haley and the aid of Daniel Hemrick. Cindric gets back to the inside of Hemrick and passes him in turn 2. Schneider looked like he hit his marks pretty well in turn 1. That curve just jumped him so far wide. It's an easy pass for Justin Haley. Careful. Trying to go as wide as he can before entering turn 2. There's a couple corners on the racetrack right there really where Schneider starts to gain on Haley. He does need to loosen this race car up, though, that's for sure. Oh, man. Excuse me.
Right side clear.
Hemrick was able to stay. Welcome to the stream. 10 people watching here for an early stream during the week on a Thursday as well, so greatly appreciate everybody coming on in. This career mode ramps up. We've had a lot of great racing lately in the career mode, especially last night at Charlotte was probably the best race of the season so far. Highly recommend going back to watch it if you were not able to catch it live last night. Look at Schneider locking those tires up. He's pushing as hard as he can right now to try and stay ahead of these guys. Hemrick just about cleared him for position. Schneider beats it back to the gas in the middle corners of the racetrack. A lot of these great road course racers in the top 10. Cindric, LeBay, Clements we know is in the top 5. Schneider's only road course race in his Truck Series career was at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. He finished 6th that day. Though in that Truck Series season, he did not have a road course chassis. He does have one here today as he barely stays in front of Daniel Hemrick off the exit of the corner. Maybe a little contact that stunted Hemrick's run allows Cindric to get to his inside. Off the curbing, that time he doesn't go too far wide though. Hugged it pretty well. 7 laps to go currently in stage 1, by the way. And Gregson has led every lap so far from the pole. He's probably going to be one of the tougher guys to beat. Hemrick going to try the high side this time for turn 3 instead of the inside. Couldn't do it. And turn 4. No matter how the turn 3 entry and exit goes, it seems like Schneider gets through turns 4, 5, and 6 so great. You can throw turn 7 and 8 in there as well. Just getting back to the gas, there's just no chance for Hemrick to make the passes in those corners if he can't get it done in turn 3 like we saw Haley and Clements do a little bit earlier. Saw Cindric failed a couple times as well. Brandon Brown is inside the top 10. He's gotten around Cindric, so Cindric's fading as this long run continues to go.
Wow, that bad.
A lot of pressure definitely behind Schneider to try and stay in 6th and stay inside the top 10. He's not really... He's pushing the car hard, but he's not really making a mistake. Yes, he's gone wide twice, but only losing one spot at a time, and he hasn't gone, really, really wide. Knowing the stage end's coming very shortly, he's trying to get everything he can out of it. We might have a little bit of a fuel mileage race to the end of the stage as well. These tires are getting older, though. That's another thing. Mention it every time we go to a road course on NASCAR, Heat 5, even Heat 4 for that matter as well. And a great pass by Hemrick, by the way, in turn 3, but now he bounces off the curb. Can't get the grip back in the race car. So Schneider's going to charge hard into turn 5. He's all over Daniel Hemrick looking for the spot. Hemrick pinched him off. I don't think this battle's done yet. Oh, it might be now. Good pass by Daniel Hemrick. But anyway, we get to 30% on the tire wear of any one of these race tires. And it's going to be like driving on ice. So Schneider's going to have a lot harder time to hang on for these final 4 to 5 laps whenever it gets down to that percentage. He's got to be smart. He hasn't DNF'd yet this season. He knows his limits on how he can push the race car. Only one DNF in his Truck Series season as well, and helped him win a championship. And taking care of that equipment, not spending the extra money on repairs, has been really, really good for his development in the lower series. Pulling away from Brown and LeBay as they've battled side by side for the last couple corners. They're still side by side into turn 2, so it puts a little bit less pressure on Schneider. Using all the curbing on the exit of turn 2. Left front's got to be below 30% now. Yeah, 29, so that's the point where that car is going to get a little bit looser. He actually needs it to be a little loose because it's on the tight side as it is, but not exactly the way he wants it to get looser. He doesn't want it to get looser because of tire wear necessarily. He wants to be able to try and make those fine-tuning adjustments during the stage break. Alex LeBay, who was able to get to 8th, passing Brandon Brown. Austin Cindric as well moves up a spot, passing Brown for 9th. Brown got as high as 8th place himself. 4 laps to go in the stage, and again, that curb almost shot Schneider wide in turn 1. It did earlier, wasn't that bad that time, but LeBay is all over him into turn 2. Trying to pressure Schneider into a mistake. Not going to do it that time. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Well, good luck with your team today, and hopefully they can pull off a W. LeBay looking to cross over on Schneider currently. Schneider hangs on again. Really good if he's got the inside lane, especially when running side by side on entry to turn 4. He can really get back to the gas at a good point. Car's definitely sliding around a lot more on these older tires, that's for sure. There's a tire limit, again, 4 fresh sets that you can put on the race car from the start of the race, not including the tires you have at the very beginning. Or I should say the current set that they have on it right now, because the only driver that came to pit road under that caution was Harrison Burton. I believe it was because he had a tire going down. Trying to brake a little bit quicker into that corner and not drive it in as deep, knowing his tires are older. Again, just trying his best to not push the limits too far. He wants these stage points, but the big picture is don't lose too much track position. He has to lose a couple spots here and miss out on stage points. I think that's the best case scenario, honestly, if he can't hang on versus pushing the car a little too hard on these older tires and risk getting himself involved in an accident. Pit road does close. Actually, it is closed right now, technically, because Gregson's already crossed the line.
You got room. You're clear. Right side.
Oh, Brandon Brown just ran into the side of Schneider. Into the closing corner. Schneider hits him back. Mainly because Brown was crowding him both times, so a little bit of contact. Schneider slides the tires, trying to drift his way around Brandon Brown. That was pretty impressive. Can't believe he was able to drift his way on past him. Brown sets him up into turn 2, gets to his inside, and makes the pass that time for 7th. Brown's really gone back and forth a lot here in the final couple laps of the stage. Final lap currently coming to the line at least for Noah Gregson in the stage. Schneider slides the tires, a little contact with Alex LeBay. It's so hard to run side by side. And the contact majority of the time seems accidental, but there's just not enough room on this tight racetrack. These big, heavy stock cars. Schneider on the curbing. Look at how loose he is. And more contact now with LeBay. He's just trying to hang on. And that contact between the 36 and the 99 allows Ray Black Jr. to get a spot. Schneider back to 10th. Chase Briscoe to the lead. So Gregson, who has led every lap of the stage so far on the final lap of the stage, with another good road course racer who just got around him, likely because of lap traffic. It's going to help him out. Caution, and that will end stage 1. Second caution of the day. And Chase Briscoe is going to win the opening stage of the race, getting around Gregson less than a half a lap before the caution waved to end the stage on the final lap. So we're going to be seeing pit stops. Schneider's not going to repair that 1 second of damage. He's going to try to get the stop as quick as possible, knowing that the picture is not as great. And they're going to take a half a round of wedge out of the car to try and loosen it up as well. Can we do Pocono? When we get there on the schedule. Again, we're going along with the schedule for the career mode. Pocono is coming up very soon. I think only a couple races away. So after those pit stops during the caution, Schneider was able to get 1 stage point at least. It's the 7th race he scored stage points in this season. And a good jump on the outside groove as Josh Williams did not take off. Remember, Williams started at the rear. Schneider might have pushed a little too hard to try and get around Brandon Jones, and he is 3 wide right now and stuck in the middle. Gonna press hard into turn 2, trying to make up more spots. Unbelievable moves around this racetrack. Oh, and he spins in turn 2 and gets straightened out by Justin Allgaier after the contact there to the right side of his race car, right around the right front tire. So we stay green. Pushed it a little too hard on top of the curbing, and the car just got extremely loose. Allgaier straightened him out, though. It didn't look like he was going to be able to save it at first. A little help from former Mid-Ohio winner himself, with Justin Allgaier, and there we go. Looks like Austin Cindric got a little loose with contact from Daniel Hemrick from behind. A lot of guys going side by side. Three wide in turn 2, and 3 wide on a road course doesn't typically work out. Like Hemrick, meanwhile, was going to try to take it 3 wide on Ray Black Jr. and Austin Cindric, and he kind of ran out of room to try and even attempt that pass, really. It's nice to have the fresh tires back on the car of those. Schneider's able to get this car to roll pretty well once again. How congested together it was for the first half of the lap to start the stage. I'm quite surprised that those guys were able to get single file as quickly as they did.
Left side.
Emmerich still looking to make that pass on Cindric. Accidentally downshift to the first gear. That was a mistake. Emmerich still alongside Cindric. Ray Black Jr. waiting in the wings behind him, and Ray Black got really loose trying to get back to the gas. Emmerich does complete the pass on Cindric finally. Schneider's got a top 10 streak of his own, 3 straight coming into this race. 9th at Talladega, 8th at Dover, and 2nd last night at Charlotte. Running 11th early in stage 2. Austin Cindric, Ray Black Jr. side by side in turn 1. That allows Schneider to get a run. He side drafts a 0.7 as much as he possibly can. Down the straightaway, pulls him off of Cindric. Schneider's got the outside into the corner. He gets into the back of Cindric. Over Cook's turn 2. Both cars are sideways. Schneider still stays in front of Ray Black Jr. and Cindric drives off. The accidental contact at turn 2. He was desperately trying to clear Ray Black Jr. on the outside getting into turn 2, and that's what led to the contact with him overrunning the corner, and now he's going to overrun turn 3. Second time he's gone wide in turn 3. He'll give up 2 positions, 1 to Ray Black Jr., 1 to Justin Allgaier. Brandon Jones almost got around him as well, but not quite. Ray Black was barely able to hold off Allgaier still as they battle for 10. Didn't get through those corners very well. He went wide in the second to last corner, which caused him to take a little too sharp of an angle and have to get out of the gas even more in the final corner. Pretty good turn 1 to try and help pull away from Brandon Jones just a little bit, easing the pressure now into turn 2. He was really able to take a deep dive into turn 2. Playing NASCAR Heat 5 Championship mode, playing Chase Elliott car. He won it. Nice. Trying to recreate history there. This is a 2020 game after all. That's the 3rd time now Schneider's gone wide in turn 7. He comes back on the track 3 wide with Jones and Williams. Barely clears them both. How about CJ McLaughlin having himself a day inside the top 15 as well? Another one of those underfunded teams. I'd still consider us underfunded, the fact we've only had 1 win, but the top 10 streak of 3 races now in a row. You definitely tell this 99 team has been getting a little bit more speed as the season's picked up into the middle stages now. At least almost halfway through the regular season. Not quite halfway through the regular season, but we're very close, just a couple races out. Chase Briscoe and Noah Gregson have been battling quite a bit here in Stage 2. Like Gregson pretty much had Stage 1 on lock, but once he hit lap traffic, it cost him the lead on the last lap of the stage, and then again we got a caution right before Gregson was able to get back around. Early in Stage 2, Briscoe and Gregson here in the last couple laps alone have been trading the lead back and forth, with Gregson now back in front of the 98 of Briscoe. Both those drivers have 1 win on the season. That's the best case scenario here for Schneider if he doesn't get another win in the regular season, would be to just hope that everybody else that hasn't won a race this year stays that way. The more guys we have winning another race, it's only going to help his chances. Now the problem is, if Schneider stays at 1 win, but we see all these other guys start to win 2, 3, 4 races, he's going to have less playoff points to start the playoffs compared to a lot of the other drivers, which is also going to hurt his chances of, even doing anything in the playoffs, really. Especially look at the tracks in the first round. Charlotte, Roval, Richmond. Richmond, probably my worst track on NASCAR Heat 5, so definitely not going to be an easy start no matter how many playoff points we have. Right now, we only have 7 with a win and 2 stage wins. We are sitting in the top 10 in points, 8th coming into this race. The regular season standings as well.
Right side.
We're really deep into turn 1. Maybe a little too deep. He probably could have pushed a little bit harder. Not have gotten out of the gas quite as much. Still stays in front of Williams. Really good battle for 12th going on between these two. Brandon Jones is falling back a little bit further at 14th. He's about a second and a half behind these two drivers. Caution. Jeff's always asking for cautions. Sometimes he gets them as soon as he mentions them. Sometimes you end up staying green to the end. Schneider going to go wide. We do know we're going to get at least one more restart in this race. We only have 12 laps to go at the line this time until the end of stage 2. Williams was able to make that pass for 12th. Definitely a race Schneider would like to perform well in. And again, all he really wants is a top 5 to get that incentive bonus. It's going to be a big influx of money coming in to this race alone. At some point, they're going to need to have that short track chassis, preferably before the playoffs start. We already mentioned Richmond's in the playoffs, Martinsville, Phoenix. 3 of the 7 races in the playoffs are short tracks, so he's going to need a little help. Bristol's towards the end of the regular season as well. We got 2 trips to Iowa coming up in the next 8 races, so there's just a lot on the line here, that's for sure. Schneider didn't completely overcook turn 2, but Jones made a great run. He drove it in deep, was able to get around him. Schneider still battling back, though. Not letting Jones clear him. Jones does get around him there.
Right side. All right, you're clear there.
The 13th, but then he struggles to pick it back to the gas, and Schneider's sticking with him for the moment. Oh, he gets into the back of Jones, and Jones just got shot further out ahead. Definitely hurt Schneider more than he helped him. He was able to fight back and keep C.J. McLaughlin from getting around him as well, though.
Left side. Clear left.
So assuming these tires make it to the end, again, that'll give Schneider 2 sets of tires for the final stage of the race. As far as fuel goes here in stage number 2, I think these guys are going to be a little short.
Right side. You got room. You're clear there.
Could very well be seeing pit stops before the end of the stage. All day, though, Schneider has been running pretty far above where he qualified, which was 17th. Again, he finished 10th in stage 1. Off the speed, he did not have a good restart. It looked like he was going to have a great restart until he got a little loose in turn 2, trying to battle for 6th. Immediately dropped it back to 12th, and he's lost 2 spots since. Just keeping up with Brandon Jones somewhat for position. Laps left in stage 2. And hugging that curving. One of the bigger curves down in turn 2 as well compared to other parts of the racetrack. Turn 1's another big one. That one's mainly to separate And try to help separate the exit of the pit lane into the actual racing groove. Green flag stops and cars coming off of pit road. Schneider's put together a pretty good last lap and a half to try and close in on Brandon Jones. And he's going to go a little wide. Big hop in the grass that time. It's the 5th time he's gone off into the grass today. Not been able to keep the car on the track. First time down in that area of the racetrack, though. Stays in front of McLaughlin. Didn't cost him a position like it has the previous 4 times. But look at how much ground he lost to Jones. He was right on his back bumper entering the corner. It's going to be very tight on fuel to the end of stage 1. Wonder if we might see some strategy being played out here by the 99 of Schneider. Maybe he'll pit before the end of the stage if it does go green. But again, it's going to be so close on fuel, you're probably going to see some guys pit. Anyway, if you're outside the top 10, might as well pit in those closing laps of the stage and try to get that extra track position for the start of the final stage. Because if you do stay out and make it, you're trying to take the stage points versus track position for the start of the final stage. This Xfinity race is so short. Again, the final stage is only 35 laps. That can help. Going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in this race today. Well, we wouldn't be pitting right now. Right now it would be too early to pit. But pit road does close with 2 laps to go on the stage, so gonna have to pit before 3 to go. CJ McLaughlin just completely moved Schneider out of the way in turn 4. I don't think we've even seen a car get to the inside of Schneider in that corner. We've seen passes on the outside because of being able to get through turn 3 a little better, but he completely doored Schneider, trying to get around him. Wasn't able to complete the pass that time.
Left side. You got room. You're clear there. Right side. Clear to the right.
Left front tires down to 33% as well. Still 7 laps to go in stage number 2. And a little wide in turn 2. Really wide, in the sand. My goodness. Well, he wasn't in position to get stage points anyway, but you would like to keep the track position as much as possible. He's now back to 15th. Jesse Little gets around him as well as CJ McLaughlin. Schneider slides the tires and gets right back around Little. Drove really hard into turn 3. Made a great move. Seems like as these tires are getting older, the car's starting to get a little bit tighter again. Kind of like it was pretty much all the way in stage 1. It's going to be like driving on ice here in a little bit, if it already isn't, with the left front tire down to 30% tire wear. I mentioned on this game before, but I like how when you run the curbing on these road courses, it still kicks dirt up into the air like you're not hitting the curbing, like you're hitting the dirt and the grass, which is not the case. Briscoe is back out in front. Again, he got around Gregson a couple laps ago. He's just trying to slow that car up so much with these older tires. Making it so much harder. They're not only sliding a little more, but again, he's getting tighter on top of it. Damage around the race car doesn't help either. Definitely going to make sure he repairs that damage under the next stop, whenever that ends up being. He's going to have to pit with 4 to go in this stage if he does end up pitting. The reason he's got to pit that early is because if he pits with 3 to go, it's really going to be 2 laps left due to how far ahead the leaders are. He'll end up pitting the following time. Another thing is, too, is that pit crew of his going to be able to get him off of pit road and stay on the lead lap. It's a road course, so it's going to be more possible. The problem is this pit crew's been slow all season. Although they've gotten a little bit faster in the last couple races, it's now up to an 85 for a pit crew. It was at an 80 there for a while. We'll have to wait and see.
Left side. Right side. Clear to the right.
That wedge adjustment might not help the car in the longer run as well. It's sliding while it's...
Right side.
Tires are worn out as badly as they are right now. That's probably why you're seeing the tires slide maybe a little more, even though he did it to loosen the car up and not tighten it. Just a little, got to make a nice clean pass on Schneider. Schneider gets back to the inside of Little again.
Left side. All right, you're clear.
Little bottomed out trying to get back to the gas. We'll really see though. Schneider's got to make the decision up this lat on whether or not he wants to pit. Harrison Burton, after having that flat tire back in stage 1, has gained himself a couple more spots. He's back up to 16.
Still there. Left side.
Schneider about went around into turn 2.
Right side.
Off the curb and goes wide. They're 3 wide now as Ryan C. makes the pass, a little contact. Schneider tries to pull up and clear Harrison Burton. He about turned himself. Got him a little loose with the contact, trying to pick the throttle back up. And he about goes around again. These tires are just not helping him at all. And quite honestly, I don't think he can pit and stay on the lead lap. I think he's going to have to choose to stay out. And not risk going a lap down. It's going to be his best chance to stay on the lead lap, that's for sure. Really stinks to see because he is losing a lot of positions. How wide he's going. Ross Chastain and Harrison Burton just about made contact as well. Good news is that Schneider's 8 seconds ahead of the next driver for position, which would be Joe Nemechek in 19. So I don't think he's going to drop another spot unless he spins out. based on how this car's running right now, it might spin out. Might very well have to go back to the adjustment that was in the car originally. I know it was tighter on the shorter runs, but he was running as high as 4th earlier in the race, and now he's struggling just to stay inside the top 15. And he needs his top 5 badly. Really just trying to ease around. Again, he's got a lot of time back to Nemechek. It's quite a ways ahead of Briscoe. Briscoe's only got about a lap and a half left in the stage. We do have some drivers hitting pit road. Might be running short on fuel anyway. A lot of drivers coming onto pit road right now. Schneider going so slow, but the car's just going so wide and almost just wants to run straight off the racetrack. Just trying to pick the throttle back up again. So I don't think anybody pitted ahead. Schneider's crew chief radioed into him that drivers were going to pit, and I think because pit road's closed, that's why they didn't actually come down and pit. It's like Chase Briscoe's in the pits. Briscoe's out of fuel coming to the white flag in stage 2. So this is going to be a fuel mileage race to the end of stage 2 now. If Schneider would have known that, he would have ended up pitting himself before pit road closed, but now he's committed to having to stay out. He's got no choice. Clements has taken over the race lead. He's going to try to win this stage. He's on the final lap. Remember, only have until the top 10 cross the start-finish line before the stage comes to an end. Schneider's currently in 18th, so he wouldn't have to run the full next lap. You know, with this game, we don't have to worry about running under caution without fuel. We do in the older EA games. We found that out the hard way with Thunder 04. Schneider's just 40 miles an hour into that corner. That's the 3rd lap in a row. He has gone wide still. Really trying to back it down. He just can't do it on old tires. Still about 8 seconds ahead of Joe Nemechek. Clements has a couple more corners to go. It's going to be back-to-back races for Clements with the stage win. He did pick up a stage win as well as the race win at Charlotte last night.
Gotta take care of the tires.
King, welcome into the chat. Welcome to the stream. Looks like Clements is on pit road right now, too. He's out of fuel right at the finish of the stage. Is he going to get to the line? Or is somebody else going to steal the stage win? Nope, Clements is going to get there. Jeremy Clements has won stage 2 here at Mid-Ohio. Won stage 2 last night at Charlotte, went on to win the race. He's been in the top 5 most of the day. All drivers to win back-to-back. What if Jeremy Clements does it? He's a good road course racer. It would not be surprising if he won on a track like this. A lot of drivers running out of fuel to the end of the stage, and that will end stage 2 now, so he did make it on fuel. So everybody that pitted at the end of the stage looks like they are going to be staying out. And everybody else is going to be hitting pit road. 2 seconds of damage that will be repaired. Schneider is going to tighten the race car back to the way it was at the start of the race. Schneider brought it home in 18th that stage, 1 spot worse than his qualifying effort, and he finished 10th, getting 1 stage point in stage 1, so that was a huge drop-off in stage 2.
Coming to the green, Robert.
So here we go, green flag going to be in the air. Final stage underway. Schneider loses a bunch of spots on pit road again. Restarting 28th. 32 laps still remain. But he's checking up there into turn 1 as he tries to quickly get around Timmy Hill. Sorry, that's Tommy Joe Martin's in the 44. Wrong white and black car. Schneider's trying to pick it up. He's got to be careful. 3 wide into the corner as he just moves Chad Fincham out of the way. 3 wide, he didn't have a lot of space, and he was committed to sending it. Need points indeed. I'd say with a win, you don't need points. You're locked into the playoffs. That is not the case. Any driver with 1 win.
Left side. Left side.
Checking up in the middle of the back of the pack here. Schneider's got the faster setup in the car, though, from back at stage 1, so that might help as well. Never had clean air at all today. Takes a pass on Joe Nemechek. And Jeff Green. Oh, a little contact with the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas of Harrison Burton and Brandon Jones. Schneider got in the back of Burton as well. A little sideways. Schneider leans on him. Crosses him over into turn 2. 3 wide, just inside the top 15. Ryan Seed got weeded out in the middle lane. Schneider sends it hard into turn 3. A little too hard, trying to get around Jones as he gets into the back of the 39. The 15th place car, Ryan Seed. Took him an extra 2 corners after the contact, but he does clear Seed finally for 15. Schneider is pressing this car really hard right now through the field.
Left side. All right, you're clear there.
See how much better this car's handling even with fresh tires alone, let alone the setup change. He's now the one putting pressure on these guys, trying to gain positions. Lemon still holding on out in front. Schneider hard into turn 2. 3 wide as McLaughlin went to the high side. Schneider got underneath Jesse Little and McLaughlin, and he's up to 13th. And how about Timmy Hill in the top dozen, currently in 12th? Next driver for position ahead of Schneider. He'll bounce off the curbing quite a bit there, and Schneider closes the gap on Timmy. Looking for position. Trying to race him clean. He's trying to race everybody clean. He's just pushing so hard he accidentally makes contact. Hill gets a little loose, trying to throw a block. Schneider outbreaks him a little bit. Still running up. Trying to clear him with a clean pass. And he will. Schneider to 12th. Long drive, though, 3.5 seconds just to get to the 11th place car now of Justin Allgaier. 29 laps still to go. We had 2 cautions in stage 1 for incident, but none in stage 2, so not really sure exactly how this final stage is going to work. We do know there are 2 sets of tires left available for these teams to use. To the end of the race. I think with 29 laps that they should use more than 2 more sets, but again, we don't know how the cautions are going to play. He's pushing extremely hard. just sliding. And everything he can right now to try and catch Allgaier and Haley. Side-by-side action going on between Haley and whoever he's battling with currently for 9th. Ray Black Jr., who's just inside the top 10, battling with those guys for position. Snyder's closed that gap a second over the last lap and a half on him. Them battling for position is definitely going to help him. And trying to catch him even quicker, that's for sure. Well, they run side by side through these tight corners, the more they're having to going to abuse your tires. Might as well. We got 2 sets left to the finish. We know we have to pit at least one more time. The tire smoke is not accurate with how hard I'm pushing the car. It makes it look like I'm pushing it even harder than what I actually am. I'm pushing it hard, especially the being in the final stage, but we were seeing tire smoke when I wasn't pushing the car hard in the first 2 stages, so don't look at the tire smoke as being a justification of how hard I'm pushing the tires. It's not really showing as accurate in this game. Caution. Just going to bunch the field back up again. 3rd caution of the race. Still outside the pit window to make it to the end. It's going to set up another restart. And that's maybe what Schneider needed to try and gain some more track position. He's been good on the restarts today. Ethan, welcome to the stream. And this will give us 24 laps to go when we go green. The field window here is about 16 to 18 laps at Mid-Ohio. Schneider, again, needs to get a top 5 at least to get that incentive bonus. That's the goal here today for us. Not going to be in the preferred lane, though. He's going to be on the outside for this restart. Green flag is going to be back in the air, but let's see if he can get a good jump. Even being in that outer groove. If he can stay alongside Allgaier, it's actually going to give him a pretty good run into the next corner. 3 wide to the outside of Ray Black Jr. What a move by Schneider to make the pass on the high side. 3 wide to get around Ray Black, and now he's going to send it into turn 2. He overran the corner last time on a restart trying to do this. But this time, he's up to 6th. Right in line behind Briscoe, the Stage 1 winner. 6 spots already gained in the first 2 corners on the restart. He couldn't have done it any cleaner either. No contact necessary to push the car hard that time. And Jeremy Clements again leads this race. Can't tell who's behind him. It looks like Brandon Brown's in 2nd. Another driver who hasn't won a race, of course. And how about Josh Williams in 4th? He started last in today's race. Hemrick without a win as well. We talk about this being a racetrack that we could see another different winner with it being a road course, and we might live up to that hype. 3 of the top 4 haven't won yet this season. 2nd through 4th to be exact right now. Side by side for 2nd between Daniel Hemrick and Brandon Brown. Still side by side. Oh, wow. I thought Josh Williams was going to take it 3 wide. He thought about it to the inside into turn 1. Two by 2 into turn 2. Schneider's closing that gap as Hemrick was able to make the pass now for 2nd. Brown was able to fend off Briscoe, but Briscoe does get around Williams for position. Schneider sends it deep into the corner. He gets into the back of Briscoe, and Briscoe goes around. He gets straightened out by the one of Michael Annette. Oh, man. That was similar to when Schneider about spun in turn 2 earlier, and Allgaier straightened him out. Another junior motorsport car able to straighten out, and actually Annette gained a couple spots because of it as well. Great save, though, by Briscoe, nonetheless, and we stay green. Schneider to 4th. A little too wide getting into the corner, and here comes Annette. Went at Fontana this season, but he's going to go a little wide himself off the exit of the corner, and Josh Williams makes a move to the inside. 22 laps to go. Alternate through the different camera angles one final time here in today's race. We're about the next 8 laps before going back to the normal camera to the finish. Williams looking to make a pass. Schneider trying to block into turn 2. And a 5th place finish is going to be so key for this 99 team here today to get that incentive bonus. Williams looks to the inside, but he couldn't get back to the gas before Schneider. Schneider able to beat him through the shifts as well to help pull back ahead. The 2x2 racing just outside the top 5, a little bit further back. Schneider's going to drive it hard into the corner, and Williams is going to get around him. Williams had a lot better set of corners that time through turns 3 and 4. Now into 5 as Schneider tries to close back to him again. He's not letting Williams get away from him. Not yet, at least. Whatever happens, though, he really needs to keep this track position as much as he possibly can. Williams had a big bounce off the curb that time. Big bounce off the curb for Schneider in turn 1. Schneider hard into turn 2. That straightaway speed's where Williams is getting away from him, though. That's something Schneider's lacking. Desperately trying to block down the longest straightaway of the racetrack. Now on Annette and Briscoe. Schneider slides the tires. Look how squirrely he got. And Briscoe gets underneath the net and almost got around Schneider as well. Schneider runs him back up the racetrack and aggressively hangs on to 5th. Briscoe with a great corner, making the pass. Schneider trying to stick with him again, gets the drive and passes him back. But now Briscoe gets the run to the high side. There's a little more contact as Briscoe tried to pinch off the 99. Schneider's just trying to keep it off the wall on the inside. Briscoe really ran him down there, and now Annette's trying to get back around Briscoe as they battle everybody for 5th. Where Schneider needs to run at the end of the day. Remember, will we stay green to the end knowing there is one pit stop still to go? That could be the deciding factor, especially knowing this 99 team has just not been fast at all on pit road all season. Schneider wide and off the track. Briscoe, Annette, LeBay all get by. 3 wide behind as Sindergaard got sandwiched in the middle. Schneider's having a tough time trying to get this car back on the racetrack. He loses 3 spots to 8. Tires are just not gripping up well. We've seen them get tight later and later into the run. The tires are just not gripping up, and I mean, that's what's happening right now. These guys only have about 6 or 7 laps they can go on fuel, so we're getting closer to the end of this fuel window. Jeremy Clements has led every lap so far in the final stage, by the way. He really drove off when those guys were battling hard for second. From Brandon Brown, Daniel Hemrick. Schneider was in the mix up there as well, and he was able to get away. Schneider with a big hop off the curb. He was on 2 tires. And oh no, Justin Haley about turns him. Haley's in the grass now after the contact with the 99. He goes for a spin right in front of Justin Allgaier. We stay green. Oh my gosh. Schneider was up on 2 wheels trying to make the save. And it sent him so far wide that Haley had nowhere to go. It was kind of an innocent bystander, and about turned Schneider off his front bumper accidentally, and then Haley ended up in the grass and he goes around. I don't think he made contact with Allgaier. He kind of straightened it back up before Allgaier got to him. But definitely more contact. Daniel Hemrick has ran down Jeremy Clements and has taken the race lead with less than 20 laps to go at Mid-Ohio. Hemrick is the only Junior Motorsports Chevrolet to not go to victory lane this season. Could today be the day? Oh, Haley drove it in so deep into turn 3. I thought he was going to get it in the back of the 99, but he didn't. Schneider pulls back away from him in the next couple corners. Get that gap back again. Back up to where it was. Probably as aggressive of a race as we've seen Schneider run this season. Maybe his whole career, with the Truck Series included in that statement.
Right side, clear right.
Really beat Justin Haley back to the gas quite a bit that time. The front tire's down to 27%. Still 17 laps to go. 16 this time at the line.
Right side.
They're still hanging on in front of Haley. Good job, even on those slick older tires. That left front, excuse me, is down to 27% going into this lap. He's doing a good job. He's gone wide probably 7 or 8 times off the racetrack total today. Costing him the position, I think, all but once.
Clear left. Wow, that's fast.
That was Schneider's fastest lap of the race that last time with a 125.881. Faster than any lap he ran in qualifying. I think that's the first lap he's ever been in the 125s all race weekend. And it's on extremely old tires, so he is really pushing hard right now and trying to get the most out of this race car. Haley's just hounding him. Problem is, if a caution comes out and they all pit under yellow, Schneider's going to lose probably 10 spots. Quite honestly.
You got room, you're clear there.
Slides to stay in front that time, and I think Schneider's going to pit this time at the line. He's going to short pit and do whatever he can to make up that gap. Blue Schneider got contact with Haley into the corner. Schneider's come to pit road anyway. Speed limit's 40 miles an hour. Made sure he got on without speeding. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel just inside the pit window to make it to the end with 15 laps to go at Mid-Ohio, the first green flag stop of the day. Schneider's still got 1 set of tires left after this one, but likely with not wanting to lose track position on a road course, I don't think you're going to be seeing him pit anymore the rest of this race, and no adjustments as well for the 99. Man, look at this 21.6 second estimated pit stop, and this is definitely going to be costly under green flag conditions. Worse than under caution, but trying to short pit. Now they're repairing the damage. Yeah, 21.6 second stop is what it actually ended up coming out to be.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
Still on the lead lap, though. That's good. It's all that matters. In the grand scheme of things, things will cycle through if we do stay green long. Ideally, if a caution came out right now, that would be the most beneficial for Schneider. He could stay out. Everybody would have to pit under the caution, and that would actually give him the lead for the first time today. He hasn't had clean air, so we don't know what the car's going to handle like there. You'd have to imagine it's going to handle even better. And only have about a half a lap older tires, which isn't going to make a difference there. As far as trying to get the top 5, that could definitely be the best thing for him. Definitely time to push hard to the finish, that's for sure. I mean, this is the pace that Schneider's going to be running. He's definitely got to be running qualifying laps from now until everybody else hits pit road, which we do have a lot of guys on pit road currently. So Schneider's desperately going to try to race his way back through. The problem is Matt Mills is right in front of him, and he has been holding Schneider up for about the last half a lap. Schneider cannot get around him. And he actually got into the back of him that time. Finally is able to get around him, but I think Mills has come to pit road anyway. So that was a lot of time lost, despite having the fresher tires, and we'll see how many spots Schneider can gain back. Looks like Michael Annette's a ghost car now for some reason. Something must have happened to him trying to get to pit road. Race leader Daniel Hemrick's in the pits. Schneider hard into turn 2 to try and get around Tommy Joe Martins. I think Martin still has to pit yet as well, but made quick work of him. He wasn't going to sit behind him like he had to with Harmon. Schneider have what it takes, though, to get a top 5 at least. To get that incentive bonus. That is really all he's hoping for desperately right here. Otherwise, just like at the start of the season when he failed that contract incentive, it was all for, you know, a waste, really, the 5 races. Might as well have not had a sponsor on the race car. I mean, they're still paying him a little bit, but incentive bonus is huge. Side by side for position right now. A couple of those drivers. Now they're gaining more spots during the green flag pit stops now, and a couple guys came out right in front of him with Justin Allgaier and CJ McLaughlin. And Daniel Hemrick cycles as the race leader still, even pitting a lap or 2 later than everybody else he was racing around. And Schneider has only cycled to 15th, which he actually lost spots during the green flag stop. He was an 8th. Quickly picks up a position, though, on Alfredo just to give it back. He overdrove the corner into turn 3. The back bumper of Alfredo with a little bump, and now we have a problem. I think that bump was because Alfredo might have blown a tire or an engine right in front of him, and caution will wave again. Oh boy. Well, actually, I don't know if Alfredo had a issue or not, but caution is going to wave for the 4th time today with just 12 laps to go here at Mid-Ohio. And we have a couple of guys pitting for fresher tires with that extra set. Riley Herbst gets the free pass back at 31st. He's not having himself a good day. And only 2 drivers out of the race are Mike Harmon and Noah Gregson. Gregson, remember, led a lot of laps in stage 1. So this is going to change a lot. Schneider's going to restart 12th. Can he get to the top 5? He's had great restarts today. Will this be the final restart of the race? It might not. You never know. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. I think he would have rather been on the inside, but we'll see. 8 laps left at Mid-Ohio. Schneider could not get as good of a launch on the high side that time in turn 2, but he is going full send, or turn 1 rather. Full send mode. We'll be awaiting in turn 2. And he is going to be extra aggressive. 3 wide as he gets into Alex LeBay, and he is using everybody up right now to try and get back inside the top 5, and he is side by side for 5th with Josh Williams. That is for sure as aggressive as we've seen Schneider in this entire career mode. And he's up to 5th. It worked for the slight moment, but now he's got to hang on for 8 laps to get his top 5. Justin Haley going to try and make a pass on Josh Williams in the 92. And can Daniel Hemrick hold on to win this race? He's got Clements, Brown, and Briscoe right behind him. We'll see. Schneider just ran right into Alex LeBay. Basically used him as his brakes to make it 3 wide into turn 2. And then used up off the exit of turn 2 Josh Williams to try and make the pass for 5th. Seven laps to go. Again, we don't know if we're going to get another caution or not. Haley's a 2nd behind Schneider. Schneider must stay in the top 5 for that incentive bonus. Seems like he's struggled in stage 2, lost a lot of track position, actually restarted the final stage in 28th, but now has driven his way up to 5th. Six laps to go, or 7, I should say, currently. Schneider just can't push too hard to try and catch those guys. He gets a caution. That'll be another thing to try and get another great jump on a restart as he has all day, but let's see. Caution came out right now. That'd actually be wonderful because he'd restart on the inside lane. He's been on the outside for a majority of the restarts. I think he only started on the inside lane once. It might have been the very start of the race where he started 17th. Definitely can't make a mistake and go wide now. He's done it 8 times today. He's lost position 7 of those times. So he has to stay in the 5th spot to get that extra $93,000 bonus. Emmerich is slowly driving away from the guys behind him right now, trying to go for his first win of the season. All 4 Junior Motorsport Chevrolets will go to victory lane if Emmerich can win it here, and we're only at race number 12 on the season. Michael Annett looks low. He is there underneath Schneider, but Schneider beats him back to the gas, pulls the block down the long straightaway. Haley and Williams right behind as well, lurking to try and get a top 5 and better their positions if we get another caution here late. Schneider hard into the corner. Annett maybe a little harder, and he's going to make the pass. Schneider cannot let him go. Sends it hard. Uses the bumper. He's doing everything. Really doesn't want Michael Annett to get away in that 5th position. He's racing Annett right now like he's trying to race for the win. But Annett's just pulling away. He's got too good of a race car. He's doing everything he can to back these corners up. 5 laps to go at Mid-Ohio. Race leader Daniel Hemrick looking for his first career win in any one of the top 3 series in NASCAR. Who would have thought it would come on a road course, especially today at Mid-Ohio, but he hasn't led a lot of laps. He's up front when it counts, though. Schneider barely staying on the track in turn 2. I think he's lucky Haley and Williams are side by side. I don't think Schneider's catching Annett without another caution or a major mistake. Hold on to 6th. That's all he can hope. He is struggling a lot in turn 3 today, though, and he's going to use Haley up right there to make sure he stays in 6th. Four laps to go now for Daniel Hemrick. To be the 10th different winner in the first 12 races, leaving just 2 spots open for the playoffs. Schneider's just hoping Clements can get around him at this point. Schneider bangs into Haley. Trying to side draft him now into turn 2. He's going to outbrake him. Look at that move. 3 wide underneath Haley and Williams by Alex LeBay to get to 7th. Williams. Sorry, that's Alex LeBay who about made the pass, and Schneider uses him up again. Schneider's not gotten through turn 3 well at all here since the restart. Seems to be the only place where guys are getting around him. Schneider's definitely had to have made enemies here in this race today, and great move by Alex LeBay. He makes the pass, but can he stay in front? Schneider charges hard. He actually got back around him cleanly that time. To remain in 6th, 3 laps to go. Overcooked it a little bit in turn 2. Oh, Williams about turns him off turn 2. Schneider stays on the gas and drives out of it. Williams is sending it hard right now. Schneider moved Williams out of the way to get the 5th originally on the restart. Schneider's coming in hot into turn 3. He actually backed the car up pretty well, though. And Williams almost clear, but not quite. Schneider uses him back up again to remain in 6th. That was aggressive of racing, as you're going to see, for 6th place on the racetrack in the closing laps. Every point matters so much. Schneider's just trying to mainly put himself in position if we get another caution, not lose too many more spots. That's the main thing here. 2 laps to go for Hemrick. If we get to the white flag, the next flag will end the race. Caution or the checker. And again, kind of overcooking it on these older tires. He's got 2 more laps himself now. Williams just beat Schneider back to the gas off turn 1. Lucas Casa, welcome to the stream. Schneider down to 1st gear, trying to get the car to slow up. Pushed it really hard. Williams is going to get alongside of him, but Schneider again beats him back to the gas off turn 2. Allgaier, LeBay side by side for 8th. Schneider trying to back up this corner a little bit more, and even though he does it, it's so hard to get that car to blow up, and Josh Williams has now made the pass for 6th. Schneider might not be done with the battle yet. As he gets back to the inside of Williams. Big bounce off the curb, though, allows Williams to get back to the gas in time. Hemrick's going to get to the white flag. Final lap of the race now. So final lap for Daniel Hemrick here today at Mid-Ohio. Schneider's pushing hard to try and get back to 6th. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Hemrick trying to get his first career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory. Long awaited, that is for sure. He's made a championship 4 appearance in the Xfinity Series, but still has not yet won an Xfinity sanction race. Or a NASCAR sanction race in any of the top 3 series for that matter, Truck and Cup included. Might have arrived a little bit late, but better late than never. And we still will have a custom schedule race here tonight at Gateway for the Cup Series on NASCAR Heat 5 as well. So by no means is this the last of the action you're going to see today. 4 cautions here today, including 1 late with a restart with just 8 laps to go. And Daniel Hemrick still going to hold on. He's a couple corners away now from victory. The final couple corners for Hemrick coming to the checkered flag. Last turn now, and Daniel Hemrick is going to win at Mid-Ohio. 10th different winner of the year now, and Hemrick has punched his ticket to the playoffs if we don't get more than 12 different winners. Schneider just trying to hang on to these closing corners on Allgaier and LeBay, haunting him behind, as well as Justin Haley's back there. Austin Cindric, Schneider might have cooked it a little too hard. LeBay gets back to Justin Allgaier. They're side by side of the line. Schneider brings it home 7th. 4 straight top 10s, but cannot get the job done to get that incentive bonus for finishing 5th or better. But he wore his heart on his sleeve there off that last restart with 8 to go, and he was doing everything he could and more, and it just wasn't enough. Yes, I do manually change the gears. Always run manual with the NASCAR Heat Series, for sure. I just don't do it with my PS2 because it doesn't quite shift exactly when I want it to. Take a look at the finishing results to today's race. Daniel Hemrick again with the win. Jeremy Clements 2nd. Chase Briscoe 3rd. Brandon Brown 4th. And Michael Annett rounds out the top 5. Josh Williams 6th. Keegan Schneider 7th. Alex LeBay 8th. 9th was Justin Allgaier, and Austin Cindric rounds out the top 10. Stage winners, Stage 1 was won by Chase Briscoe. Stage 2 won by Jeremy Clements. And yes, again, Hemrick, another different winner on the season. No Gregson started on the pole. He led a lot in Stage 1, a little bit in Stage 2, but he ended up finishing last due to an engine failure. So tough break for him. The Shredder drops one spot in the standings from 8th back to 9th, despite one stage point today and a top 10 finish as well, finishing 7th. Austin Cindric is now the new leader in the point standings, looking for those 15 playoff points for the regular season championship. Look at that. The only guy in the top 10 in points without a win is Ross Chastain. The guy outside the top 10 in points with a win is Gregson, winning 13. If we're going to get more than 2 different winners, I could see both colleague cars winning, especially Chastain. He's been so strong this year. Haley maybe on the super speedways. Daytona still coming up. Brandon Brown looked really good today. He ran in the top 5 most of the day. We'll see. We'll see. Now it's just a race to stay in the top 12 if we end up getting a win. That's going to be tough. Again, we got a lot of tough racetracks coming up on the schedule for us. Those bigger, longer tracks like Pocono, Michigan, Indy, we only have 85 on the engine power. I don't think we're going to be fast at those tracks. Gregson had the fastest lap and still led the most laps with 26 of the 75 laps led today. Williams started at the rear and finished 6th. Great run for him. So before we go anywhere, after this race is now concluded, still got to take a look at what's going on in the shop. Which buttons do you use? It's very hard to change gear with the controller. R1 and L1. I have a PS4 at least, so it's R1, L1. And we missed out on the incentive bonus, so that stinks. And we probably made rivals along the way. Chase Briscoe. It's a long way to the top, but you're on a roll, Keegan Schneider. Hashtag keep rolling. Yes, we do have 4 straight top 10s. Nothing to hang our head about, that's for sure. That is for sure. First road course race of the year to finish 7th, that's pretty good. I don't know if we're going to get 4 top 15s. 74,880. I mean, even 3 top 15s is going to be tough. Pocono, Michigan, man. 2 top 20s is going to be tough, but only 8,400 is not enough money. I really don't think we're going to get the 4 top 15s. We'll go for 3 top 15s. We got a streak of 4 straight top 10s, but I'm going to play it safe. We'll go for 3 top 15s for the next contract incentive bonus. We go to Michigan, my actual home track for the next race. We were just in my home state there in mid-Ohio. Maybe we can get the job done there. We won at Michigan in the Truck Series. We're a lot faster than the Truck Series, but still, equipment-based. Alrighty. Still got a little bit before the next road course race, I believe, at Watkins Glen before Road America. I think they're back-to-back, too, so that's going to be tough on our equipment with that chassis. We're now in the process of trying to save up for a 4th car in the garage. We really need to. I can bump that suspension to an 85, but we really need to hold off on that and try to get the 4th car in the garage. The sooner we get that 4th car, the better. We can start working on it. That'll be our short track chassis for when the playoffs come. So we need to get to 1.2 million. So it's going to take a lot here. It's going to take almost $1 million from what we have at the bank right now. So we're really going to start to put back so we can definitely get there before the playoffs start. Get that all ready to go. So for right now, just get these chassis all ready to go. We'll have an 85, 85, and 80 for the next race at Michigan. Everybody's got something to do there during the work week. All right, so Michigan will be the next race on the channel tomorrow night. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys in about another hour. We'll go racing at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. So that's going to be a lot of fun. For the Cup Series on the custom schedule season mode, 200 laps there again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Roughly will be the start of that race. Thanks for everybody watching. Again, like, share, and subscribe. On the road to 1,000 subs, and most importantly, on the road to my broadcasting career. It'll be a long but yet fun journey along the way. So thanks for all your support as always, and I'll see you a little bit later.